Hi everybody, welcome inside the Waterloo Memorial Rec Complex as our Saturday slate of action here at the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships continues. The North Bay Trappers and the host Waterloo Wolves facing off in this contest. Good to be along with you once again. My name is Dylan Baker as we welcome you inside the broadcast booth here at the Rec Complex in Waterloo. Well, this is a big game for the host Waterloo Wolves. They come into the contest with a record of 2 wins, 1 loss, and 2 ties in the championship. Therefore, if Waterloo gets just 1 tie today, they can clinch their spot into Sunday's slate of games tomorrow. Their opponent in their quest to do so is the North Bay Trappers, and North Bay sits with a record of 0-4-1. Both these teams playing their final games of the round robin. North Bay trying to get their first victory of the weekend. They've tied a game against Kenora and lost 4. They're trying to get that first win here today against the host Waterloo Wolves, while Waterloo, as mentioned, trying to secure their spot into tomorrow's action. The 3 teams at the top right now, Toronto, Quinte, Huron-Perth, have all clinched their berths, into the semi-final tomorrow. Waterloo can do the same with just 1 point here today. The Wolves are coming off back-to-back shutouts. They shut out Kenora yesterday. They shut out Quinte the day prior and are looking to build off. They shut out Ottawa the day prior and are looking to build off of that here in this game against North Bay. Prior to puck drop in this one, we'll send it down to ice level for the national anthem. Anthem complete. We are nearly ready for hockey here at the Rec Complex in Waterloo. The Waterloo Wolves getting set to face off with the North Bay Trappers in both of their final games of the round robin here at the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. The Waterloo Wolves sending out Reagan Woods in goal, shut out the Ottawa Myers Automotive squad on Thursday afternoon. On the flip side, it is Campbell Stickland getting the call for North Bay. Stickland has played in 4 of the 5 games that North Bay has competed in up to this point. Waterloo can secure their berth in the semifinal with a point today, and they'll be looking to accomplish just that. We are all set to get this one underway here from the Rec Complex. 12:05 p.m., the time of puck drop. Off the face-off, it's won by Aubrey Alkins. Alkins gets it back, and Wolf White will play it over the blue line. White sends it in deep. Pursuing it below the goal line, Jackson Pitts. Pitts around the wall. Now it's Ballantyne in the corner. Archer Ballantyne skates it out to center. Ballantyne over the blue line. Ballantyne has it poked off his stick. Ballantyne back after it down low. Ballantyne for Nisker. Penalty coming up here against North Bay early. Puck is handled below the goal line by Wilson. Wilson tries to center, can't do it, and we'll get the call, hooking the penalty. Waterloo getting the game's first power play. Well, the North Bay penalty kill yesterday in their game against Toronto went 1 for 2. Waterloo Wolves have been good offensively so far this weekend. 4 goals against Huron-Perth, 3 against Quinte, 2 against Toronto, 4 in each of their last 2 games against Ottawa and Kenora. Off the face-off, Zidzewski has it at the line. Zadzewski sends it cross ice, handled there by Jackson Pitts. Pitts back across for Caleb DeRuyter. DeRuyter near side, tied up. Back to Zadzewski at the line. Zadzewski works in, sends a feed far wall. Pitts peels away. Pitts walking in. Pitts shooting. Save made there by Stickland. Bouncing puck comes back to Pitts. Pitts to Zadzewski. Zadzewski through traffic. Stickland got a glove on it. Couldn't quite hold on. DeRuyter. Caleb DeRuyter. Near boards, loses possession. McDonald will fire it down the ice for North Bay. 45 seconds gone in the power play here for the Wolves. Zadzewski starts the breakout. Zadzewski sends a feed through center, comes to DeRuyter. DeRuyter over the blue line. DeRuyter throws it down low. Zadzewski. Zadzewski in behind the North Bay net. Gets the return pass far boards. Now sent up high. Zadzewski a bobble. Trappers trying to clear the zone. Coming in is Demule. Demule fires it in deep. And Parker Gray is back on it for North Bay. Gray gets it sent all the way down the ice, and so Waterloo will have to reset here on the power play. Zadzewski in behind the Wolves net. Zadzewski starts the breakout, goes to Shop. Shop fires it in deep. Stickland couldn't quite corral it. Bouncing puck went between his skates. Now loose down low. Handled in the corner there by Ritz Hackbart. Ritz Hackbart to the line. Here's Shop left point. Shop throws it into the corner. In below the goal line, McIntosh. McIntosh centers a feed, trying to get it to Ritz Hackbart. The pass was cut. Penalty expires here. Back at 5-on-5. Aubrey Alkins out of the box. Ritz Hackbart works back in. Cross-ice pass, and they score! Just as the power play expires, the Wolves find the back of the net to open the scoring in this one. It's Ewan McIntosh on the one-timer. So it won't go down as a power play goal. It was just a couple of seconds after the power play ended for the Wolves. But regardless, a good momentum booster for Waterloo. They lead 1-0 here in this first period against the Trappers. They're racing back in again. Stickland able to keep it out of the crease. At the line, here's a shot from the point that just goes over the net from Drew Adams there. Wolves continuing to press here as the puck comes around the wall. Blanchard trying to clear the zone. Comes back to McDonald. McDonald in behind the North Bay net. Bouncing puck. A battle for possession. Trappers get it out to center. Aubrey Alkins. Alkins over the blue line. Alkins takes a shot. Save made by Woods. Lisk down below the goal line. Lisk makes a move. Lisk gets it out to center. A pass for Nash McDonald. Deflected. Wolves are offside here. So Jaden McCutcheon has to tag up, get back on side. Trappers move it through center. Carter racing in. Carter centering pass. Robichaud on goal, but Reagan Woods makes the save and holds on. Well, a thank you to all of our partners for supporting today's event. A special recognition goes to Milk, a proud partner of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. Dairy Farmers of Ontario are proud to support young athletes and encourage healthy, active lifestyles. Caleb DeRuyter has been kicked out of the faceoff here, so Jaden McCutcheon will come in to take the draw for Waterloo. Trappers control off the faceoff. Carter tries to cut towards the net. It gets blocked. Now back the other way, Shop. Shop over the red line, fires it in deep. Shop back after it, down low. Poked away from him, and North Bay will move it up ice. Bray for Hebert. Hebert over the blue line, Shop. Shop sends a pass through center, deflected. DeRuyter comes in over the blue line. DeRuyter with numbers for Waterloo. DeRuyter in the slot, holding, shooting. Save made there by Campbell Stickland. Well, Caleb DeRuyter has had some tournament for the Waterloo Wolves. 4 goals, 1 assist, 5 points in 5 games. A hat trick in game 4 of the round robin for Waterloo. That was in the victory over Ottawa by a score of 4-0. Ogletree sends it around the boards. Trappers trying to move it through center. Clugston Looks to rim it in deep, blocked by Basil Ballantyne. Now McIntosh drops it back below the goal line for Pitts. Pitts from his own zone. Pitts through center, swept off his stick. Ballantyne a feed in the direction of Dylan Hills. Now back in over the line, little drop pass Hill. Hill gets it over to Clugston. Clugston fires a shot, kept away by Ballantyne. Cahill back on it. Hill up to the blue line. Ritz Hackbart trying to clear it. Wolves will get it off the boards and out to center. Basil Ballantyne with possession. Ballantyne, drop pass, Pitts to Hills. Hills, cross ice, a deflection, Clugston. Clugston, a feed up to the line. Hills knocks it down, sweeps it into the corner. Now back below the goal line, North Bay looks to set up an attack. At the point, Wilson cuts his man off. Now Clugston fires it down the ice. Lisk giving chase. Lisk around the wall. Adams. Adams to Wilson. Wilson to White. White lost it. Adams back on it. Drew Adams over the line. Adams takes a shot, misses the net. Banks off the end boards. Back after it, Alkins. Aubrey Alkins tries to poke it out to center. Alkins chips it all the way down the ice, and Adams gives chase. Drew Adams, pass through center, deflected by Archer Ballantyne down the ice. Hudson Olahan giving chase. Olahan in below the goal line. Olahan, watched by Ballantyne, gets it off the wall. North Bay trying to exit the zone. Turned over, Ballantyne one-timer. Sticklin makes the save. Drouin after it. In the corner, it's Lisk back on it. Lisk protects the puck, works it up to the blue line. Lisk. Stick handles. Lisk racing into the corner here. Lisk throws it down low. Gets the return pass from Ballantyne. It's blocked. Bouncing puck. DeRuyter. DeRuyter takes a shot. That one blocked in traffic as well. On it now for Waterloo is Cameron Wilson. Wilson sweeps it in deep. DeRuyter back with it. DeRuyter. A lap of the offensive zone. Caleb DeRuyter loses possession. Trappers head the other way. It's Wolf White cut off at the Waterloo blue line. White will chip it in deep, and it'll be picked back up by Daniel Demule. Demule for McCutcheon. McCutcheon through center to Ryder. DeRuyter working in. DeRuyter throws it on goal, deflected wide by Demule. Now back after it are the Wolves. Dzewski past the slot area in the direction of Caleb DeRuyter there, but just missed him. Now McCutcheon trying to get back. Reed Robichaud picks his puck and scores! Robichaud buries it alone out front. It's his 6th goal of the championship, and this game is tied 1-1. Reed Robichaud, 3 goals in his first 3 games. Goals in his first 3 games, and then a hat trick in that third contest. Was held off the score sheet in the last 2 North Bay matchups, but finds the back of the net there. At the 7:10 mark of the first period, and this game is tied. Off the draw, Wolves control, looking to respond. Deflected through center by Ritz Hackbart. Racing into the corner, McIntosh. He's got the lone Waterloo goal of this game. Back up at the line, Pitts. Pitts takes a shot, blocked in traffic. Basil Ballantyne near boards, watched by Ali Hebert. Hebert gets it down low. McDonald swings it around the wall. Bray out to center. Handled now by Pitts. Pitts to Ballantyne. Ballantyne's pass cut by Hebert. Hebert over the blue line. McDonald a shot blocked there. Hit a body out front. Chance down low. How did that one stay out? Hit the inside of the post. Unbelievable. Carter was out front with a wide open net. Somehow this game remains 1-1. Carter back in. Pitts comes away with it. Pitts sends it around the end boards. Now at the far point, Hill. Hill sweeps it back down low. Pitts a poke check. Off the wall in the direction of Hills. Hills to the line. McDonald takes a shot blocked by Ballantyne. Chance at the doorstep. What a save by Woods to get over and keep that one out. North Bay has some momentum right now after that goal. Pitts picks it up for Waterloo. Wolves looking to clear the zone. Pitts a long feed for Ballantyne down the ice, and that'll be icing called. Ballantyne trying to plead to the officials that it hit his stick on the way by. Well, this puck stoppage is brought to you by Barron Rings, the official championship ring provider of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. Barron Rings proudly celebrates the achievements of athletes by creating lasting symbols of success and excellence. Face-off will go to the right of Reagan Woods here. Off the draw, controlled by North Bay. Waterloo trying to force it up to the blue line. Lisk gets it up ahead to Archer Ballantyne. Ballantyne looking to sidestep Ogletree, but Ogletree comes away with possession of it. Ogletree flips it up to the point, just squeaks out to center. Lisk can't believe it got through his glove. Ballantyne, little miscommunication there for the Wolves. Clugston tried to force his way by for North Bay, couldn't do it. Lisk overskated the puck. It'll be rimmed back in deep by Cameron Wilson. Stickland out of the crease, drops it back for Olahan. Hudson Olahan stripped there. Racing into the corner is DeRuyter. DeRuyter up the blue line. Lisk cross ice for Adams. Adams takes a shot, gloved by Stickland, who will hold on to get a whistle. Well, Entropy is the official online championship apparel provider of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. They offer championship gear available for order now. Again, that's Entropy, the official online championship apparel provider of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. Tied game here in the first period, Waterloo North Bay. Drouin ties his opponent up in the corner. It was McCutcheon. Now the puck jammed up along the board, so we'll get a whistle and a stoppage here with Drouin still down on the ice. On top of that puck, drawing the trapper's end. DeRuyter will take the face-off here for Waterloo. Wins the draw back to Shop. Shop swings it in deep to Mule. Demule turns it over. Blanchard has possession. Blanchard tries to get it through center. All the way down the ice it goes. Shap trying to get there first. He will. That'll be icing called against North Bay as we reach a bit of a choppier point here in the play in this first period. Just over 5 minutes to go in the opening frame of this one. Face-off won by North Bay after a Drouin. DeRuyter in there. DeRuyter loses it. Robichaud's got it. Robichaud has the only goal of this game for the Trappers. North Bay gets it through neutral ice. Hebert loses possession. Robichaud came over the blue line. Would have been offside, but lost the puck. McCutcheon. McCutcheon pivots away from pressure. Spins it back into his own end for Shop. Shop back to McCutcheon. McCutcheon for Shop again. Shop sends it through center. DeRuyter over the blue line. DeRuyter drop pass in the direction of Dzidzewski. Dzidzewski to the line. McCutcheon. McCutcheon to Shop. Shop shoots through traffic, just misses the net. Back after it now are the Trappers in their own zone. Drouin goes off the boards. Carter couldn't come up with it. Dzidzewski has it at the red line. Fires it into the North Bay bench, which will get us a stoppage in play here. Well, it's a big game for Daniel Demule in the last Waterloo victory, a 4-0 win. Demule scored 2 of those 4 goals. He's got 3 goals now in the championship, 4 points total. Face-off won by North Bay in neutral ice. Puck comes back to Hudson Olahan. Olahan sends a feed to Parker Bray. Bray all the way down the ice, racing after it. Robichaud in the corner. Robichaud around the Waterloo net. Robichaud stick handling, lost it to Basil Ballantyne, comes up to the line. Olahan a shot, blocked by Pitts. Pitts will rim it around the wall, comes back towards Ritz Hackbart. Ritz Hackbart out to center. Bray picks it back up for North Bay, gets it up to Wes Carter. Carter through the neutral zone, back onto the stick of Basil Ballantyne. Ballantyne down the ice. Bray collects for North Bay. Bray hit by Ballantyne there, penalty coming. Looks like to the Wolves for body checking would be the call. So Basil Ballantyne. Is Basil Ballantyne heading off, or is it somebody else? No, it is Ballantyne. The officials weren't too sure, the linesmen weren't too sure who was going to the box. The referee had to come back and call Ballantyne to the penalty box. So North Bay goes to the power play for the first time in this one. They are perfect on the penalty kill, trying to capitalize on their first chance on the power play. Wolves look to clear the zone. Nisker couldn't get it out. Nisker applying pressure down low. Comes back to Adams. Adams fires it all the way down the ice. Out of the crease to grab it is Campbell Stickland. Stickland fires it off the wall. Trappers get it through center. Houlihan. Houlihan lost it. Nisker racing ahead, shorthanded. Simon Nisker skating in. Nisker hauled down, penalty coming. Nisker was cutting towards the goal. Alone, shorthanded, gets tripped up. Penalty forthcoming. We'll have a minute and a half of 4-on-4 hockey. Well, great work shorthanded there by Simon Nisker to create the chance and draw the penalty. Ogletree will go to the penalty box for North Bay. DeRuyter will take the face-off for Waterloo. Off the draw. Trappers control. Bray around the end boards for McDonald. McDonald back for Bray. Bray from his own zone. Bray through center. Poke check there from Shop. Shop down the ice. DeRuyter giving chase. It's handled by Demule. DeRuyter, a deflection. Now comes back to McDonald. McDonald to Bray. Hebert through center, all the way in deep. Zidzuski giving chase. Zidzuski rims it around the wall to Demule. Demule gives it away to North Bay. Here's Hebert. Hebert working in. Hebert takes the shot. Blocked in traffic there. Took a big chunk out of Zidzuski in the Waterloo end. Here's DeRuyter. DeRuyter over the blue line. DeRuyter a move. DeRuyter slips by. Takes the shot. Saved by Stickland. North Bay looks to head the other way. It's Hebert. Hebert with McDonald. Hebert over the blue line. Hebert holding. Pass out front for McDonald. Poked away by Shop. 30 seconds to go here in the 4-on-4. Lisk will play it in behind the Waterloo net. Lisk sends a pass through center to Mule, a deflection. North Bay moves it through neutral ice. Hill into the corner. Lisk after it for the Wolves. Grabs possession. Lisk starts the breakout. Lisk through center. Over the blue line. Lisk into the corner. Jack Lisk in behind the net. Waterloo on the power play now as the 4-on-4 has expired. Ritz Hackbart. Ritz Hackbart into the corner. McIntosh. McIntosh up high. Lisk shooting. Somehow that stayed out. Stickland able to keep that one clear for North Bay and keep this game tied. Clugston in the corner has it for North Bay. Wolves look to clear the zone here. Lisk to McIntosh, back at 5-on-5. Ogletree's out of the box. McIntosh in the corner. McIntosh sweeps it up high. Pitts, cross ice feed. Here's a chance for Waterloo. Ritz Hackbart can't bury. McIntosh in tight, denied by Stickland. Comes back to Houlihan. Final minute here of the first period. Ogletree carries it through center. Ogletree a move. Ogletree to the corner. Ogletree on goal, scores! End to end. Cole Ogletree gives North Bay a 2-1 lead here in the final minute of the first. Ogletree's second of the championship. Take a look at this rush. Ogletree comes in over the blue line, makes a little move, sidesteps a defender, cuts to the net, and roofs it. A beauty from Ogletree. Off the draw. Trappers fire it in deep. Blanchard throws it into the corner. McCutcheon. Now a pass through center. Here's Demule. Demule a move. Couldn't quite slip by cleanly. Demule below the goal line, loses possession of the puck. Blanchard out to center. McCutcheon giving chase. McCutcheon sweeps it back to Zidzuski. Zidzuski trying to get it through center for DeRuyter. DeRuyter races down the wing. 10 seconds to go in the period. DeRuyter stops up for Demule. Demule, little bobble, pokes it up to the line. Loose puck there. Zidzuski takes a hit. Trappers get it out to center. And we will go to the first intermission with the North Bay Trappers leading the Waterloo Wolves by a score of 2-1. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from that first period. Some good chances for both teams in that first. A shot from McDonald there and then a centering pass. Somehow this one did not go into the back of the net. What a great chance that was for Wes Carter down near the Waterloo goal. I believe this would have opened the scoring for North Bay at that point. And a kick save from Reagan Woods. Unbelievable. Great look on that replay of the stop from Woods there. Here's one of the other great chances of the period. McIntosh feeding it cross ice up to the blue line. And the shot hit the goalpost, and then McIntosh couldn't quite handle the bouncing puck on the rebound. Couple of good looks there at some of the opportunities that didn't go in that first period. But for North Bay, a successful first. Lots to take away from that first period, be happy about. You see the McIntosh goal that opened the scoring for the Wolves in this game. But after that, it was all Trappers in the opening 15 minutes. Reader Robichaud capitalizes on a turnover at the opposing blue line and tied the game, and then it was an end-to-end rush for Cole Ogletree that gave North Bay their first lead of the contest. Carter throws it down towards Hébert. After it, Lisk now. Lisk below the goal line. Lisk sends it through center. It's Hills. Hills works it in. McDonald giving chase. McDonald sends a feed to Hébert. Hébert towards Carter. Carter racing after it here for North Bay. Lisk lays the body. Grabs possession for the Wolves. Lisk drops it back. A feed through center. In over the line. Pass from McIntosh, comes back to Ritz Hackbart, out front for McIntosh. Pad saved by Stickland. Good stop from Campbell Stickland there as the Wolves are beginning to press, trying to tie this game up. Well, North Bay in the lead right now, trying to preserve it against a good Wolves team. Waterloo just needs 1 point. They need a tie to secure their spot in the semifinal tomorrow. Pitts at the line, takes a shot, deflects, and goes up and over the glass, out of play. The Trappers would love to perhaps surprise and take this game and walk away with a victory. End on a high note here at the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. After it, Nisker. Nisker in the corner. Gets it to Ballantyne. Ballantyne back for Nisker. Backhand shot, misses the net. Clugston in pursuit. A tie up there from Basil Ballantyne comes to Nisker. Nisker goes around the end boards. Hudson Olahan has it. Olahan in his skates. Sweeps it to Drouin. Drouin. Out to center, it's Hill. Kai Hill works in. Hill over the line. Drop pass turned over. Nisker gets it out to center. Nisker for Ballantyne. Ballantyne over the blue line, comes back to Drouin. Drouin muffed the pass a little bit. Pitts flies in to pinch from the point. Pitts centering feed, cut off by Stickland. Now Marson. Marson through center. Clugston down the wing. Emmett Clugston into the corner. Takes a bump there from Pitts. Pitts back on it down low. Pitts sends a pass to Cameron Wilson. Wilson out to center, race for the loose puck. Won't be icing here. McCutcheon trying to get there. McDonald's on it for North Bay. Comes to DeRuyter. DeRuyter trying to force it up the wall to the blue line to Dzidzewski. Couldn't do it. Aubrey Alkins through neutral ice. Blanchard chips it in deep. Back after it, Dzidzewski. Dzidzewski below the goal line. Sends it off the wall. Demule, now DeRuyter. Ogletree will fire it back in. Dzidzewski will go back for it here for Waterloo. Dzidzewski drops a pass back. Demule through center to DeRuyter. DeRuyter over the blue line. DeRuyter centering feed for McCutcheon, got cut. Dzidzewski at the line. He's got space. He shoots, but a glove save made by Campbell Stickland once again. Well, Stickland has been sharp in this game, stopping 11 of 12 up to this point in this second period. Face-off will go to the left of Stickland. McIntosh On the draw, trying to get it to Hills. Trappers will get it out to center. Olahan a pass for Carter. Now Lisk. Lisk plays it in the direction of McIntosh. Back into the Trappers' end, it's Bray. Bray battles for possession. Centering feed comes up to the line, squeaks out to center. And Lisk is back on it here for Waterloo. Lisk drops it back into his own zone. Adams over the blue line. Adams races into the corner. Tried to play it around the wall, goes up and over the glass, out of play. That'll give us a chance to say thank you to our partners for supporting today's event. Special recognition goes to Milk, a proud partner of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. Dairy Farmers of Ontario are proud to support young athletes and encourage healthy, active lifestyles. Off the face-off, puck is swung in deep by Drew Adams there for Waterloo, and a hit laid by Hudson Olahan below the goal line. That's going to be a penalty. Boarding the call. So Olahan will go to the box for North Bay, and Waterloo will head to the power play. Wolves are 0 for 2 on the power play in this game. They got one early, they got one late in the first period. Couldn't capitalize on either of them, though the second of those two power plays was an abbreviated man advantage after there was some 4-on-4 hockey just before. Caleb DeRuyter will take the face-off for Waterloo. No, he'll get waved from the dot. So Daniel Demule comes in for this face-off instead. Off the draw, won by the Trappers. Back into the corner, Drouin tied up by Hills. DeRuyter gets it to Demule. Demule for Pitts. Pitts walks down the wall. Pitts into the corner, spins it back. Pitts up top to Dziuski. Dziuski sends a feed to DeRuyter. DeRuyter back to Dziuski. Dziuski to DeRuyter. DeRuyter into the slot. Hills can't get a shot. Pitts has space. Pitts works it back around the goal. Pitts, far boards, takes a bump there from Bray. Pitts rims it to DeRuyter. DeRuyter into the corner. DeRuyter spins back. DeRuyter up high, Dziuski. Dziuski fires a shot through traffic, tipped out front, loose puck near the goal. North Bay looks to clear. Dziuski holds the line. Dziuski protects the puck, rims it in deep. Demule. Demule towards Pitts. Pitts back towards Demule. Demule in behind the North Bay net, centering feed off of a skate. It'll get fired down the ice there by Kai Hill as North Bay gets a big clear a minute into the Waterloo power play. Wolves will look to start a rush up ice here in their final minute of the man advantage. It's McIntosh, their lone goal scorer. In over the line. McIntosh peels back, tried to get it up to the point. Pass got cut by Ogletree. McIntosh maintains possession, shovels it up to the point for Shop. Shop now for Ballantyne. Basil Ballantyne sends it into the corner. Now rimmed around the wall by Ritz Hackbart. Looking to get it to Archer Ballantyne. North Bay tries to clear. Basil's got it at the line. Basil Ballantyne for Ritz Hackbart. Lincoln Ritz Hackbart for Ballantyne. Back for Ritz Hackbart, deflected by a defender just wide of the goal. Ritz Hackbart in the corner. Ritz Hackbart does a lap of the offensive zone, drops it back for Shop. Shop in off the end boards. Shop maintains possession. Shop up high, Ballantyne. Ballantyne to Shop. Shop scanning his options, takes a shot glove, save Campbell Stickland, just as Hudson Olahan comes out of the penalty box. So Waterloo 0 for 3 now on the power play in this game. North Bay perfect on the penalty kill. A look at that last chance for the Wolves. While on the power play, Shop walking the blue line, taking a shot. Campbell Stickland flashing the leather and making the save. Nisker will take the draw here for Waterloo off the face-off. Wilson back for it. Cameron Wilson swings it around the wall to Jaden McCutcheon. McCutcheon back for Wilson. Towards McCutcheon again. Bouncing puck on the far boards. Forced out to center by Matt Blanchard. Up to the blue line, rather, by Matt Blanchard. And a penalty coming here. McCutcheon gets knocked down. North Bay headed back to the penalty kill. Interference is the call. Waterloo going to the power play for the 4th time already in this game. Matt Blanchard headed to the penalty box here for the Trappers. Just under 6 minutes into this second period. North Bay leading 2-1, but headed to the box once again. Ewan McIntosh will take this face-off, wins it for Waterloo. Back to Shop at the line. Shop throws it down low. Ritz Hackbart a shot. Saved there, Stickland. Rebound loose in the crease. Scramble for the puck. Comes up to the blue line. Lisk Sends a feed into the corner now. McIntosh does a lap. McIntosh throws it out front. Ritz Hackbart couldn't get the one-timer off, and Stickland able to cover up and make the save. Great chance for Lincoln Ritz Hackbart out front, but couldn't pull the trigger on the shot. This is a very dangerous looking Wolves power play right now. Perhaps the most dangerous it's looked all game. A wraparound try from McIntosh, center to feed for Ritz Hackbart, who just fan of the one-timer. And the puck stayed clear. Face off. Won by Waterloo. Back at the line, Lisk. Lisk working in. Lisk shooting through traffic. That one stopped by Stickland. Back after it, Ballantyne. Ballantyne for McIntosh. McIntosh to Shop. Shop to Lisk. Lisk back to Shop. Takes a shot, saves Stickland. Rebound there. Trappers clear it down the ice. 45 seconds gone here in the penalty. Reagan Woods drops it back. Shop in behind the Waterloo goal. Shop to Lisk, cross ice feed, deflected in open space. Clugston after it shorthanded, takes a shot, misses the net, rims around the wall. Lisk through center. Lisk a pass up for Ballantyne. Ballantyne cutting towards the goal. Ballantyne around the net. Ballantyne up top, Pitts. Pitts to McIntosh, back to Pitts up high. Pitts sends a pass, Lisk works in, Lisk out front, pass deflected, down is Stickland. And North Bay gets a stoppage. Intensity ratcheting up in this game as players come together in the North Bay crease. Clugston exchanging words here with McIntosh as things getting a little testy with 8 minutes to go. This puck stoppage is brought to you by Barron Rings, the official championship ring provider of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. Barron Rings proudly celebrates the achievements of athletes by creating lasting symbols of success and excellence. Here's Pitts at the line. Pitts walks the blue. Pitts holding, looking for an option. Pitts feeds it up top to Zuzki. Zuzki, a pass now for Hills. Hills rims it for Demule. Daniel Demule. Demule for Pitts. Pitts back up behind Zuzki. Zuzki a feed. DeRuyter. DeRuyter for Zuzki in space. A shot blocker save. Campbell Stickland. And the puck goes up and over the glass out of play. North Bay continuing to do a good job on the penalty kill. They say your best penalty killer has to be your goaltender, and Campbell Stickland has been just that for the Trappers. Get a look at this last sequence here for the Wolves. Zuzki had a lot of room to work at the line, but Stickland gets the blocker up, keeps it out. Face-off will go to the left of Stickland here. DeRuyter, Demule, Hills, Pitts, Zuzki. The five-person group out there for Waterloo. Pitts, cross-ice pass to Zuzki. Zuzki throws it to DeRuyter. DeRuyter, a shot, scores! Caleb DeRuyter, power play goal! Waterloo's tied the game. It's 2-2. DeRuyter's fifth of the championship. This one on the power play. And we're even. So Caleb DeRuyter, a goal on the man advantage. Now 2-2 game here at the Rec Complex. Nisker in his own zone. Nisker banks it off the wall. Comes to Ballantyne, back for Nisker through center. Nisker over the blue line for Lisk. Lisk back out front for Nisker, denied by Stickland. That's a big save from Campbell Stickland on that chance. North Bay trying to race back up ice. It's Hebert. Ali Hebert. Hebert centering feed, patted away by Woods. Wolves through center now. After it, Ballantyne couldn't catch up to it. Back for it, Drouin. It ends up being icing. So a promising play through center results in an icing against the Wolves. Face-off will go to the right of Reagan Woods here. Aubrey Alkins. Alkins wins the draw. Clugston to the slot. Clugston a shot. That one gets blocked. Clugston back after it now. Feeds it up to the line. McDonald holding, shooting through traffic. Blocked, loose down low. Alkins looking for it. Scramble. Woods trying to cover it up. Still loose. And it comes back down to McIntosh. McIntosh, backhand feed through the middle of the ice, cut by Olahan, gets in just onside. Correction, that is White, Wolf White over the blue line. Cross ice feed, McDonald can't hold. Wolves, no, he does hold. McDonald throws it towards the goal, tip just wide. Back after it, Clugston. Clugston towards White. White working through. White has it poked off his stick. Clugston ties up McIntosh. Pitts goes off the glass out to center. It's Drouin. Drouin fires it in off Aubrey Alkins. Now comes to Pitts. Pitts in his own zone. Pivots away from pressure. Pitts fires it through neutral ice in the direction of Lincoln Ritz. Hackbart deflected, won't be icing. Back for it, Drouin. Drouin below the goal line. Loses possession. Hills tries to work it down low to Ryder. Now McDonald. McDonald off the boards. Pressure there from Shop. Shop leaves it in the corner to Ryder. De Ryder. Around the North Bay net. De Ryder to the line for Dziedziewski. The pass cut, but De Ryder back on it. De Ryder throws it down low looking for Hills. Just missed him. McDonald trying to force it by. McDonald clears it from in front of his crease, excuse me. Trappers look to get it out to center. Dziedziewski plays it in over the line, way offside with the Wolves there, so a stoppage in play, which allows us to remind you that Entropy is the official online championship apparel provider of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championship, and they offer championship gear available for order now. Again, Entropy, the official online championship apparel provider of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championship. Trappers trying to get it through center. It's Robichaud over the blue line. Robichaud at the opening goal of this game for North Bay. Demule through center, Ogletree. Ogletree sweeps it back to Ali Hebert. Hebert can't come up with it. Back in over the blue line. Swept in by Shop. Shop back after it down low. Ogletree for Olahan. Hudson Olahan. A pass for Ali Hebert. Just missed her. Now back the other way. Demule for De Ryder. De Ryder around the end boards. Olahan for Ogletree. Ogletree, penalty coming here. It's going to go against the Wolves, and North Bay will head to the power play. Hooking is the call. Trappers going to get a power play for the second time in this game. The last North Bay power play resulted rather quickly in some 4-on-4 hockey, so they'll look to avoid going to the box here. On this chance, the penalty box door jammed on the home side here, has been all day. Different set of officials though, so they didn't know the official scorer had to go start opening it in the last game because it was so jammed up. Now here's Wilson firing it in deep, shorthanded. Good work by the Wolves here in the early part of the North Bay power play. Olahan for Ogletree. Ogletree is the second Trappers goal. Aubrey Alkins. Alkins over the blue line, poked away by Lisk. Wolves will fire it down the ice. Wilson gets the clear. Sticklin out of the crease, leaves it there for Ogletree. Ogletree loses it. Nisker, good work, short-handed. Nisker, a shot, put it high. Simon Nisker maybe had more space than he realized. McIntosh trying to find it. White, now Clugston. Clugston racing in here for the Trappers. Clugston below the goal line. Tied up by Drew Adams. McIntosh gets it for Waterloo, fires it the length of the ice. Sticklin out of the crease will play it. Sticklin leaves for Ogletree. Ogletree starts the breakout. Ogletree through center. Ogletree fires a shot, deflected wide of the goal. Comes back now to Pitts. Pitts off the boards, out to center. 45 seconds left in the power play for North Bay. McDonald sends a pass to Hebert. North Bay with numbers. Hebert a move, trying to get it back to McDonald. Backhand shot stopped there by Woods. Comes back to Robichaud. 30 seconds to go in the North Bay power play. Robichaud up high, McDonald. McDonald for Hebert. Hebert in space. Hebert shoots, glove save, Woods. Comes back now to the corner. Wolves trying to clear the zone. McDonald makes a move. Bouncing puck. Forced out to center by Ballantyne. Bray picks it back up for North Bay. Bray racing down the wall. Bray around the Waterloo net. Picked up by Pitts. Penalty coming here. It's going to go against the Trappers. McDonald touches up. Will get the call. Hooking the penalty. So we'll have 4 seconds of 4-on-4 time, followed by a Waterloo power play for 1:56. Waterloo scored on their last power play. That was the Caleb DeRuyter goal, his second power play goal in his last 3 games, and 5th goal overall for the championship. DeRuyter will take the face-off here for Waterloo. Can't win it. Won by Robichaud. Now DeRuyter in close. Save. Stickland. Rebound there, and they score! Waterloo takes the lead. Dylan Hill's on the doorstep, able to finish the DeRuyter chance, and it's 3-2 Wolves. DeRuyter was wide open in front of the goal. Took the shot and initially got stopped, but able to bury the loose puck was Hills there. And it's another power play goal for Waterloo. They're 2 for 5 on the power play in this game. And they're up by a goal here late in the second. DeRuyter will take this face-off against Kai Hill. Hill wins the draw. Clugston trying to get through center. Wolves force it up the boards. Hills throws it in deep, heads off for a change. Drouin back for it for North Bay. Drouin around the wall. Handled there by McDonald. McDonald trying to force it out to center. Can't do it. McCutcheon after it. Clugston gets it down the ice. Demule had a big collision out at center as Schop was looking for a stick on the Waterloo bench. DeRuyter, little chip play to Demule. DeRuyter over the blue line. DeRuyter towards Demule. Demule is open. Gets it to McCutcheon. Denied by Stickland. Rebound loose. Oh, is kept out. Did you see that? Drouin able to keep it out with his stick in the blue paint. Here's DeRuyter. DeRuyter, high slot, takes a shot, misses the net. Back on it now, Marson. Marson up to the blue line, deflected. Clugston tries to slap it in deep. Schop looking for it. Here's Hill. Hill works in, takes a shot. Pad save made there by Reagan Woods. Wolves get it out to center. Hills over the blue line. Hills flips it to himself. Drop pass looking to get it to McIntosh. Couldn't do so successfully. Trappers head the other way. 4-on-2 here, Ogletree. Ogletree takes a shot, put it high. Back off the wall, Wolf White. White trying to get it to the corner for Blanchard. It's tied up along the boards. Whacking away there is Lincoln Ritz-Hackbart. Now worked free by Dziedzewski. Dziedzewski for Lisk. Lisk in behind the Waterloo net. Lisk around the wall. Dziedzewski's got it. Dziedzewski for Ritz-Hackbart. Ritz-Hackbart a deflection. Ogletree off the boards. Blanchard through center. Blanchard. That pass deflected away by Lisk here. Lisk in neutral ice. Plays it over Dziedzewski. Now for McIntosh. McIntosh throws it down low. Ritz-Hackbart. Ritz-Hackbart in the corner. Ritz-Hackbart to the line for Lisk. Lisk shooting through traffic, scores! 6 seconds on the clock in the second period. A deflection out front. It's Archer Ballantyne, and Waterloo's up 4-2. Ballantyne's first of the championship comes at the 14:54 mark of the second period here, and the Wolves have some insurance. Ballantyne parked right in front of the net, gets a deflection that beats the netminder over the right shoulder. And as time winds down in the second period, this game's been flipped on its head, and the Waterloo Wolves are up 4-2 through 2 periods. Well, what a game this has been so far as the two teams head off to their dressing rooms for our intermission here at the Rec Complex in Waterloo. The Wolves up by a pair, but it's been a back-and-forth battle between these two teams up to this point. Archer Ballantyne with the last Wolves goal there, able to deflect it home as we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth. It was 2-1 Trappers after the first period. They played a really strong first period. McIntosh opened the scoring for Waterloo just 2.5 minutes in to the opening frame, and then North Bay able to respond. It was a goal first from Reed Robichaud at the 7:10 mark, then Cole Ogletree found the back of the net, so 2-1 Trappers after one, but in the second, That's where Waterloo asserted themselves. It was a goal from Caleb DeRuyter to tie the game on the power play. Then it was Dylan Hills on the power play as well to give Waterloo the lead. And late in the period, Archer Ballantyne, 6 seconds on the clock in the second, able to find the back of the net with the deflection to make it 4-2 Wolves. That is where we sit after 2 periods of play. We will take a quick break for our intermission. Come right back. You're watching the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships live from Waterloo.
Got something to call mine. Oh, need someone to talk to. Right here, right now. Oh, we are on the way. Starting today.
The TELUS Cup is coming to Peterborough. Canada's men's U13 National Club Championship is taking over the Peterborough Memorial Centre. From the opening face-off to the final goal of the championship game, the TELUS Cup delivers unforgettable moments at the highest level of U18 hockey in Canada. Be there for every moment. Get your tickets now at hockeycanada.ca/TELUS Cup.
Gold medal winner!
There's change, and change is always good.
I'd like to continue making sure freedom of movement is smooth. It's easier for kids to play, making sure as many kids who want to play can play, making sure that the OHF is well managed financially, well governed. Those things they're not sexy, but they're important.
Being part of the future of hockey, I'd like to make sure that hockey continues being hockey. My goal also is to be that devil's advocate, helping understand and question what we are doing to make sure that it is the right thing to do in the future.
Progress that I would like to see is to really continue to push the game and to push the quality of our events and the player experience and bring in some new and exciting and innovative initiatives like online streaming for our OHF championships.
For me, it's all about the players. They will always need support. We need to nurture their well-being physically, emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually. How can we do that in a good way? What does that look like? Growth and development, what change looks like in a good way, the culture and respect and integrity for the benefit of the players, and accessibility at all levels. So recruitment and retention for players. How do we get volunteers on board? How do we keep them involved? And how can we make that process streamlined and easier for that to happen?
What I would like to see is spend more time on recreational hockey and provide the recreational player who make up most of our membership feel more important and more worthy of the attention that some of the representative teams and people get, and translate that into the recreational stream.
It's an avenue by which players get to participate in a recreational activity that's structured, that's safe, and that, as I said previously, produces some pretty good citizens.
What progress I'd be looking for are just continued work towards inclusion, diversity, making the game more affordable, making the game easily accessible in terms of registration, and also continue the path of continued growth within hockey.
The vision of hockey in Ontario is a very complicated issue. There are a lot of people that have a lot of different views about what it should be. We work together better now than we ever have. We're on the same page more now than we ever have. So my job is to listen to people.
I'm most excited about the leadership role that OHF is taking on, and you can really see it in the customer service that's being delivered. Always thinking about the players and always thinking about the experience of enriching communities through hockey.
Success as chair to me would be having people say the members of the Ontario Hockey Federation get along better than they've ever gotten along. We collaborate more than we've ever collaborated. We trust each other more than we've ever trusted each other. If we all communicate and we all trust each other, we'll all make progress.
Personally, receiving the scholarship, it's meant a lot to me. It kind of brought some light to what had happened to me. I wasn't able to work for about 6 months. It's helped me and my family a lot, just paying for school and it being less of a burden. I want kids to have the same experience I had when I was a kid. I think a lot of people bond over hockey and what it's given to them, so I want to give the same to the future youth.
As someone that never played at a high level of hockey, I never really imagined being a professional referee until 2022. And I really thought, where could this job go? So I played A in Mississauga, and the association reached out to our team for timekeepers. And when I wanted to start, they offered me a position to start officiating. From then, just climbing through the ranks of the Mississauga Hockey League, Greater Toronto Hockey League, and into the Ontario Hockey League. Not playing at a high level is one thing that sticks out when you go to referee at a high level. I feel like I have something to prove going into these bigger games and big rinks. Some coaches know that you never played at a high level, so how could you be refereeing? And it's important to remind yourself that you're there for a reason, just like they are. Your name didn't fall out of a hat and all of a sudden you're refereeing a professional hockey game. Off seasons are where you make the most gains as an official and player. Something that I think is very important as an official that didn't play high-level hockey is your skating ability. Take power skating lessons, sit on the ice, whether it's with your friends or alone, and get skated. As you climb the ranks and start to officiate major, junior, and professional hockey, you really start to notice the difference that communication makes with the players, coaches, other officials, and above. Staying composed, professional, and handling pressure is very important. Stakes are so high that we need to make correct, accurate decisions as best as we can. We don't get replays like you do at home watching the TV. We've got to make it that split second, and it's got to be as accurate as possible. I think getting into officiating can be daunting at times. You get yelled at, people think you're wrong, when really most of the time you are right. You start second-guessing your abilities and you get discouraged. So I think just reminding yourself that all the hard work and dedication that you put into over the years, it's very rewarding in the end.
So that specific shooting drill that we were working on today is to help give them those extra shooting techniques so that in a game-like situation, they're not just using one or two, they've got multiple ways of being able to shoot the puck. Not only does that make it more difficult for the defenseman to defend, but also for that goaltender to not only track it, but making sure that they're able to square up on the puck as well. So just helps them become more of that lethal player that they're looking for at that elite level.
Out here, we're working on a lot of transitioning walking the blue line, puck retrievals. Lots of that has to do with being able to take good angles to pucks, good routes to pucks, being able to shoulder check, being able to execute some deception. There's a setup, there's a trap, there's a payoff to every move. So making sure that the players are understanding the process in how to identify danger, identify options, and how to misdirect players under a stressful environment.
So a lot of our focus points here at the Program of Excellence Under 15 is going to be helping the goaltenders a lot with their preparation before the shot. Things like leading with the eyes, scanning the ice before they make their movements, being able to put themselves into the right places at the right times, and ultimately set themselves up for success when the shot comes off the stick. We're also going to be tying in a couple small technical areas where we're talking about a lot of sequencing in their movement, about how the body is supposed to operate from the top of the head down into their skates in order to generate that real strong and effective movement.
Back now inside the Waterloo Memorial Rec Complex here in Waterloo. The Waterloo Wolves and the North Bay Trappers in our third game of the day here on this Saturday in the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. The Wolves and the Trappers 4-2 the score after 2 periods of play. North Bay was up by a score of 2-1 after the first, but Waterloo took control of the game in the second, and they lead it by a score of 4-2 now. 3 second period goals for the Wolves, giving them a cushion and some momentum heading into this third period. Simon Nisker will line up for the face-off for the Wolves, matched up with Reed Robichaud for North Bay. Final game of the round robin for both of these teams. For North Bay, it'll be their final game of this championship weekend. Back after it, Jackson Pitts in his own zone. Pitts leaves for Nisker off the end boards. Now picked back up there by Basil Ballantyne. Ballantyne sends it out to center. Wilson giving chase. Now comes to Archer Ballantyne. Lets it fly, misses the net. Archer Ballantyne scored in a deflection in the second period. Now a pass that gets cut at center. Here's Carter coming in. Carter down the wing. Centering feed for Robichaud. Never got to him. Good chance for Wes Carter and Reed Robichaud there. Puck comes all the way down the ice. Back after it, Hudson Olahan. And it's going to be icing called against Waterloo. Well, a couple of good chances at both ends of the ice. Archer Ballantyne with one in the North Bay end, and then Wes Carter trying to find Reed Robichaud out front in the Waterloo end to get North Bay back to within a goal, but unable to do so. Kyle will take this face-off for the Trappers. It'll be taken by Waterloo off the draw, and Hills will carry it through center. Hills over the blue line, racing down the wing. Hills for Shop. Shop in the far corner. Shop swings it back around towards Hills, hits the skate of the official. Drouin to Marson, hits off the glass, comes out to center. Now racing in over the line, Emmett Clugston. Clugston fires a shot, put that one over the goal. Banks off the boards, Clugston looking to retrieve possession. Zizewski from the Waterloo end all the way down the ice. That one's going to be icing called against the Wolves. Face-off will come all the way back into the Waterloo end. The Trappers trying to mount a comeback here. They had 2 first period goals, one from Reed Robichaud, one from Cole Ogletree. Both on similar plays. Off the rush, Ogletree able to bury his. Off the turnover, and Robichaud able to bury his goal on a 2-on-1. Ogletree's got it at the line now. Ogletree a shot blocked there by Demule out front. Now Ogletree into the corner. Adams tries to rim it. Adams banks it around the wall. Deflected now McCutcheon. McCutcheon to DeRuyter. DeRuyter comes in over the blue line. DeRuyter to the corner. DeRuyter tight angle. Tried to go top shelf. Sent it over the goal, up and over the glass. Out of play, so we'll get a stoppage here. Caleb DeRuyter has a goal as well in this game. It's DeRuyter's 5th goal of this championship. Had a hat trick in game 4 of the round robin for Waterloo in their 4-0 win over Ottawa. Off the draw, Adams has it at the line. Adams a shot, save made there by Campbell Stickland. Now back at the line, bouncing puck. A pass for McCutcheon. McCutcheon throws it down low, pad saves Stickland. Rebound loose, comes into the corner. Wolf White, White off the wall. Adams holds the line, takes a shot, blocked by Blanchard, now out to center. Skating back the other way, it's Lisk. Lisk over the blue line. Lisk takes a bump, loses possession of the puck. Picked back up by White. White sends a pass to McDonald. McDonald through center, bouncing puck to Blanchard. Blanchard tries to go off the boards and down the ice. Couldn't quite get it through cleanly. McDonald sweeps it in deep. Back after it goes Lisk. Lisk gets it around Robichaud. Lisk to Demule. Demule. Cross ice feed now through center. Archer Ballantyne. Ballantyne into the corner. Ballantyne poked off his stick, goes back after it. Ballantyne for Nisker. Nisker centering feed. Missed everybody, comes all the way back down the ice, and Waterloo will have to reset from their own zone here. Just under 3 minutes into this third period. A pass that bounces off the end boards right on goal, so Reagan Woods has to cover up and get a whistle. Halting the play here. 2 more games in the round robin to be played. Every team plays 6 round robin games in this championship tournament, as Ballantyne will carry it through center. Archer Ballantyne over the blue line. Ballantyne working in, centering pass, cut off there by Olahan. Wilson giving chase. Now Holohan has it. Holohan to Hebert. Ali Hebert out to center. A feed deflected by Dziudzewski. Dziudzewski sends a feed to Wilson. Wilson gets leveled by his teammate Archer Ballantyne in front of the North Bay bench. Little takedown in the corner there as Bray goes to the ice. No arm up on that play. Holohan drops it for Bray. Bray through center. Sent back in. Wes Carter will play it back to Bray here. Ottawa Quinte coming up at 2 p.m. and then Huron Perth Toronto on at 4 to round out the Saturday slate of round robin games. You can catch them all right here on the Ontario Hockey Federation's YouTube. A tight angle shot from Hills, rims off the wall. Dziudzewski at the line, tries to chip it past Carter. Ritz Hackbart sweeps it back in. Puck comes up to the line. Dziudzewski taken down. McIntosh around the end boards. Ritz Hackbart below the goal line. Lincoln Ritz Hackbart, backhand pass to Dziudzewski. Dziudzewski takes a shot. Glove save made. Campbell Stickland, who will hold on and get a stoppage in play. Well, that allows us to thank our partners once again for supporting today's event. A special recognition goes to Milk, a proud partner of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. Dairy Farmers of Ontario are proud to support young athletes and encourage healthy, active lifestyles. Caleb DeRuyter will take the draw against Sky Hill here. Hill wins the faceoff for North Bay. McDonald swings it back to Drouin down low. McDonald back around the boards. Shoveled out to center by Emmett Clugston. And the puck goes out of play, so they'll give a new one to the official. And the draw will come back into the North Bay end here. DeRuyter will take this face-off against Hill once again. And again, North Bay comes away with possession. Clugston off the boards. Adams holds the line. Adams forces it back in deep. DeRuyter after it. McDonald ties the puck up in the corner. It's worked free. Here's Drouin. Drouin sends a pass up the boards. Marson out to center. Picked back up now by Adams. Adams, a feed knocked down by McDonald. Adams tries to bank it through center. Clugston cuts it off. Clugston over the line. Drops it back for Hill. Over to Clugston in the corner. Clugston throws it off the stick of Demule. Now Drouin. Drouin throws it towards the goal, gloved by Reagan Woods, who will hold on with just under 10 minutes to play here in this one. Clugston jawing back and forth there with Drew Adams down near the Waterloo net, but the officials quick to come in and separate them as both teams make changes here. Shots 23-11 in favor of the Waterloo Wolves in this game. Off the face-off, bouncing puck comes to Holohan. Holohan in the corner. Holohan down below the goal line. Now back out of the stick of Basil Ballantyne. Ballantyne up for his brother Archer. Now comes back to Ogletree. Ogletree, cross ice Holohan. Bouncing puck. After it, Blanchard. Blanchard tries to chip it by. Basil Ballantyne has it. Archer comes in to grab possession. Archer Ballantyne gives it away. Here comes Reed Robichaud. Robichaud in on goal, denied by Reagan Woods. Great chance there for Robichaud to make it a one-goal game, but Woods makes the stop. Wolves play it back down the ice. Stickland drops it off. Ogletree. Pass up to the line, not quite out. Giving chase is Holohan. Holohan out to center. Ballantyne in there. Wilson as well. Hills whacks away. Ballantyne feeds it cross ice. Shop. Shop over the blue line. Shop racing in. Shop into the corner. Shop goes around the net. Shop holding. Shop still maintaining possession. Shop takes a shot through traffic. Stickland able to make the save. Got a pad on it. Shop after it now. Blanchard taken down. Penalty coming here to Waterloo. Shop will go to the penalty box. Blanchard throws his stick back at him, and we'll get the call here. Cross-checking the penalty. It's going to go against Caleb Shop, and North Bay will go to the power play for the third time in this game. This puck stoppage is brought to you by Baron Rings, the official championship ring provider of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. Baron Rings proudly celebrates the achievements of athletes by creating lasting symbols of success and excellence. Off the face-off, Trappers control. Good chance here for North Bay to get back to within a goal in this game. Robichaud for Hebert. Ali Hebert throws it down below the goal line. Pressure there from Lisk. Lisk will rim it around the wall. Now McDonald holds the line for North Bay. McDonald back in. Hill tied up by Adams. Wolves will fire it down the ice. 30 seconds gone here in the North Bay power play. Robichaud up for Hebert. Ali Hebert through center. Gets it to Bray. Parker Bray. A pass over the blue line. Hill lost an edge as he was coming in. Bouncing puck. Now forced out to center. McIntosh. McIntosh for Ballantyne. Ballantyne in on goal. Stickland has to cover it up as the dump in trickled towards the net. So it'll be an offensive zone face-off for the Wolves here while shorthanded, which is always a positive sign for the penalty kill, which has looked really good today. 2 for 2 on the PKs, Waterloo against North Bay in the contest. McIntosh will take the draw. Face-off won, though, by White. White drops it back for Ogletree. Ogletree sends a far side feed. Aubrey Alkins through center. Knocked down by Jackson Pitts. Pitts, the length of the ice. Ogletree back for it. Ogletree through the neutral zone. Ogletree, Olahan, drop pass. McIntosh a deflection. North Bay can't hold the line. Wolf White has to circle back out to center. Goes to Ogletree. Ogletree under siege from Ritz Hackbart. Ogletree over the blue line. Ogletree, toe drag shot, misses the net. Back after it, Clugston. Clugston in the corner. Clugston, stick handles, goes to White up high. White back for Clugston, over to White again. White shooting through traffic. Pad save Woods there. Wolves trying to clear the zone. Final seconds, the power play. Shot from Alkins, just missed the net. Olahan now. Olahan up to the line for Bray. Bray for White. White throws it down to Clugston. Clugston centering feed. White down low, loose out front. Woods is down. Here's Bray from distance. Stopped by Reagan Woods. And he will hold on as time runs down here in the power play. Great save by Reagan Woods. Great series of saves by Reagan Woods there on that North Bay man advantage. There's just over 0 seconds left in the penalty for Shop. So he is stuck in the penalty box right now. It's got to be 0.5, 0.3. We saw a similar situation yesterday in one of the games. The clock shows 0-0-0 in the penalty, but not quite off the board yet. Now it is out of the boxes. Shop back at 5-on-5. So Waterloo has successfully killed off a third penalty in this game. Hebert gets it back to the blue line for Drouin. Drouin loses possession. Demule sends it down the ice. Bray off the boards. Bouncing puck. Swung back in deep by Zadzewski. Out of the crease is Stickland. Stickland cuts it off. Drops for Parker Bray. Bray off the boards. Shop looking to work it into the corner. Here is DeRuyter. DeRuyter makes a move. DeRuyter on the backhand, a shot, he scores! What a goal from Caleb DeRuyter. Roofs it on the backhand for his 6th goal of the championship weekend. And Waterloo's up 5-2. What a shot for DeRuyter. When he scores them in bunches. And at the 8:58 mark of the third period, he makes it a 5-2 Waterloo lead. 2 goals in this game, a hat trick in Waterloo's 4th round robin game and a goal in game 2. And every other game kind of guy when it comes to scoring. And the Wolves are up by 3. A shot from Wilson, stopped there, comes back all the way down the ice. It'll be icing called against the Trappers as Stickland made the save and North Bay cleared it immediately. Well, this stoppage in play gives us a chance to highlight Entropy, the official online championship apparel provider of the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships, which offers championship gear available for order online now. Again, Entropy, the official online championship apparel provider for the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships. Wolves controlling in the offensive zone. Puck comes back to McDonald below the goal line. McDonald facing pressure. Now to Kai Hill. Hill starts the breakout for North Bay. Hill cut off, bouncing puck, comes back to Wilson. Wilson sweeps it into the direction of Ballantyne there. Hill getting into it with Wilson at the blue line. Those two going back and forth, and they'll be separated. There won't be a call from the officials, though, on the play. Adams lays the body in neutral ice. Comes back now out of the stick of Jack Lisk. Lisk through center. Simon Nisker will play it. Nisker hit by Aubrey Alkins. Holohan for McDonald. McDonald plays it out to center. Clugston racing in. Clugston a move. Kept away. Lisk will pick it back up for Waterloo. Lisk, bank pass up ahead in the direction there of McIntosh. It's going to be icing called against the Wolves, and the face-off will come all the way back. A bank pass that was just out of the reach of McIntosh, who was trying to race in there for Waterloo on the sequence. Face-off will go to the left of Woods here. Pitts in his own zone, rims it around the wall. Now it's out to center. Ritz Hackbart in the direction of Hills. Hills in the corner in pursuit. Hills hit by Ogletree there. Ogletree trying to knock it loose. Ritz Hackbart's got it. Ritz Hackbart in below the goal line. Ogletree off the wall, now at the point. A shot from Pitts, gloved by Campbell Stickland. Under 5 minutes to play here in this third period. Shots 25-14 in favor of the Wolves in this game. Draw will go to the left of Stickland here. And McIntosh going to get away from the face-off dot. Lincoln Ritz Hackbart will come in. Off the draw, won by North Bay. And now a chance at the doorstep for Waterloo, denied by Stickland on that sequence. McDonald sends a pass to White. White back now through center, skated ahead by Robichaud. Reed Robichaud over the blue line. Robichaud racing into the corner. Robichaud centering feed, comes back up high McDonald. McDonald for Holohan. Holohan through traffic, a shot glove save Reagan Woods, who will hold on. Gives White a little tap on the shin pads as he was parked out front of the Waterloo crease. Woods having another good game for the Wolves in between the pipes. Had a shutout in Game 4 of their round-robin play against Ottawa. 2 goals against in their first game against Huron Perth. 3 goals against in their second game against Quinte. Puck comes off the wall, working through center now is Waterloo. DeRuyter over the blue line. DeRuyter shooting! Save made there by Campbell Stickland. DeRuyter looking for the hat trick. Demule up to the line. Zydzuski bobbles it. Puck comes out to center. Zydzuski. A feed for McCutcheon. McCutcheon over the blue line, winds in. Centering pass looking there for Demule. Demule tied up with a Trappers defender out front. That was McDonald. DeRuyter gets it up to the line. Zydzuski. Zydzuski plays it out front looking for a deflection there from McCutcheon. Never got one. Shop into the corner. Shop left it there. Comes to Demule. Demule tight angle off the side of the net. Rims around the wall. Now Shop with it. Shop back off the boards. Demule. Demule centering feed. McCutcheon. McCutcheon tries to sweep it down low for DeRuyter. It gets blocked by Robichaud. Robichaud off the boards. White knocks it down. Demule in pursuit. Demule has it in the corner. Demule pivots away from pressure. Banks it up to the line. Zydzuski. Zydzuski sends a pass to Shop. Shop tries to work it back down low for McCutcheon. McCutcheon towards Demule. Now McDonald giving chase. McDonald off the wall for White. White all the way down the ice. Won't be icing here. Waterloo is changing. They'll say they could have played the puck. Woods will leave it there for Shop. Shop sends it through center. Out of the stick of McCutcheon. Out of the stick of McCutcheon. Offside. Stoppage in play here with under 3 minutes to go in the third period. A reminder that the OHF is pleased to partner with HGG Sports Services as its exclusive accommodation services provider. HGG is committed to providing support services for athletes, teams, and communities across Ontario. Face-off in the Waterloo end. Wolves have control off the draw. Lisk sends it around the boards. Wilson works it in. Wilson in the corner. Now Clugston. Clugston looks to start the breakout for the Trappers. Clugston through center. Bouncing puck. Ballantyne in pursuit. Clugston comes in over the blue line. Clugston fires a shot glove save made by Reagan Woods as Clugston again exchanging words with Archer Ballantyne down there. They were cage to cage down near the Waterloo net. Kai Hill will take the face-off for North Bay. The draw won, though, by Simon Nisker for Waterloo. Puck comes through center. Archer Ballantyne now picked up by Parker Bray. Bray off the boards, hit the skate of the officials, both of them standing in the same spot on the North Bay bench. An obstacle course to get it through center. Bray below the goal line. Now Drouin. Drouin peels away. Drouin for Bray. Bray feeds it up the wall. Clugston, the pass to him never got there. North Bay offside here. Clugston was pushed offside by Adams, and now Clugston and Ballantyne chirping again. Clugston gives Ballantyne a shove as Clugston heads to the North Bay bench here. Just over 90 seconds to play in this one. Face-off will be in neutral ice. Robichaud against McIntosh on this face-off. McIntosh wins the draw. Ballantyne now banked off the boards. Ritz Hackbart. Ritz Hackbart fires it in deep. A big collision there, sending Ritz Hackbart hard into the end boards, and then Hills returns the favor and lays a big hit in the corner. Both a North Bay player and a Waterloo player down. Ritz Hackbart still down on the ice right now for Waterloo. It was Ogletree and Ritz Hackbart. They got tied up. Ritz Hackbart went hard into the wall, and then Ogletree took a whack from Hills. Ritz Hackbart back on his feet. Will skate around on the ice. Ogletree comes over and apologizes to him. Ritz Hackbart will just go to the bench here for Waterloo. Under a minute and a half left in this one. If Waterloo holds on, then they have secured their berth into the semifinal tomorrow. Who they play still up in the air based on the results of tonight's games. Ali Hebert through center. Hebert over the blue line. Hebert works in. Hebert shoots, just misses the net. Rims around the wall. Here's McDonald. McDonald chips it back down low. Knocked down by Pitts. Pitts out to center. McDonald tries to sweep it back in. Hebert with good pressure. Pitts whacks away. McDonald down into the corner. Basil Ballantyne picks it up for Waterloo. Lisk chips it to DeRuyter. DeRuyter, 2 goals today. DeRuyter over the line. Stood up at the blue line by McDonald there. Comes to Demule. Demule to the slot area. Swiped at by Marson. Now back out to center. Zdzewski. Zdzewski loses possession. Hebert forces it back in. Robichaud. Robichaud in the corner. Lost the puck. Whacking away Demule. Comes out to center. A pass to the middle of the ice. Back in comes Lisk. Here's Demule. Back for Lisk on the doorstep. Denied by Stickland. Another great save from Campbell Stickland on that chance. Shot at the left point. Takes a shot through traffic. Saves Stickland. Rebound loosened near the goal mouth there for North Bay. As the Trappers will skate it through center. Time runs down to this one. So the buzzer sounds at the rec complex. And the Waterloo Wolves emerge victorious in their final game of the round robin by a score of 5-2. They finished the round robin with a 3-win, 1-loss, 2-tie record, and they've secured their spot in the semifinal tomorrow. Opponents still to be determined, but a big victory for the host Wolves in this game. For the North Bay Trappers, they fall by a score of 5-2. They finished the round robin 0-5-1. Congratulations to North Bay on reaching this All-Ontario Championship here this weekend, and all the hard work. They battled really hard game in and game out all weekend long, played some really tight ones. 4-3 loss to Ottawa, 7-4 to Huron-Perth, a 5-5 tie with Kenora. Some good battles throughout the weekend for the North Bay Trappers, and so congratulations to them on all the efforts this season. Wishing them nothing but the best going forward as the player of the game announcements take place. And to nobody's surprise, Caleb DeRuyter is the player of the game for Waterloo. 2 goals in the contest, 6 in 6 games in the round robin for DeRuyter, who walks away with player of the game honors once again. For the North Bay Trappers, it is Cole Ogletree. Scored the second Trappers goal in this contest to make it 2-1 North Bay at the time, back in the first period. He is the player of the game for the North Bay Trappers as they get set to head out from Waterloo. Their tournament is now in the books as they will not advance to the semifinals. The 4 teams for the semifinals are now set after that last matchup. So all those games today in the books with standings implications. And so the 4 teams that will be playing tomorrow, as far as we've been able to tell, will be Huron, Perth, Toronto, Quinte, and Waterloo. So those 4 teams will advance to the semifinal. Who they play, anybody's guess as of right now, but a big victory for the Waterloo Wolves, one that they needed, one that they were looking for in today's game. Waterloo comes away with a 5-2 final score. They opened the scoring in this game. It was Ewan McIntosh who got the party started at the 2:36 mark of the first period. North Bay responded with a pair. Reed Robichaud about 5 minutes later tied the game up at 1-1, and then Cole Ogletree, just before the first period was out, made it a 2-1 North Bay lead. Waterloo took control of the game in the second period, never looked back. It was an early second period goal, power play goal for Caleb DeRuyter to tie the game at 2-2. Dylan Hills scored on the power play to make it 3-2 Wolves, and then Archer Ballantyne a deflection to make it 4-2 after 2 periods. In the third period, Caleb DeRuyter scored his second of the night, a beautiful backhander to beat the netminder and make it a 5-2 game. That would be the final score as Waterloo comes away with the victory and will be in the semifinals tomorrow. That'll do it for our coverage of this game from the Waterloo Memorial Rec Complex. More action coming up. Ottawa Quinte in just about 20 minutes, half an hour's time here in Waterloo. My name is Dylan Baker. Thank you so much for tuning into this game. You've been watching the U13 AAA All-Ontario Championships live from the Rec Complex in Waterloo.